Once upon a time, in a faraway land, lived a sweet and kind girl named Cinderella. After her mother passed away, her father remarried a proud and mean woman who had 2 daughters just like her. Cinderella's stepsisters were selfish and cruel. They made Cinderella do all the chores. She had to scrub the floors, cook the meals, and mend their clothes, all while they lounged around. Her only friends were the little mice who lived in the attic and the birds in the garden. Despite her hard life, Cinderella always remained gentle and kind, dreaming of a happier future. One day, an invitation arrived from the royal palace. The king was hosting a grand ball for his son, the prince, to find a bride. Every young lady in the kingdom was invited. Cinderella's stepsisters were ecstatic. They spent weeks preparing, ordering fancy new gowns and practicing their dance moves. Cinderella, of course, was told she couldn't go. "You, in your rags? You'd embarrass us," her stepmother scoffed. Cinderella's heart sank, but she didn't give up hope. She found an old dress of her mother's and began to fix it up, hoping she might still be able to attend. The mice and birds, seeing her hard work, helped her by adding pretty ribbons and beads. When her stepsisters saw her beautiful, transformed dress, they were filled with jealousy. They ripped the ribbons and tore the fabric, leaving Cinderella in tears with her dress in ruins. "Now you definitely can't go," they sneered as they left for the ball. Heartbroken, Cinderella ran to the garden and cried. "It's no use," she sobbed. "Dreams never come true." But just then, a shimmering light appeared, and a kind-looking woman with a magic wand stood before her. "Don't cry, my child," she said softly. "I am your fairy godmother, and I'm here to help you go to the ball." With a wave of her wand, she turned a pumpkin into a magnificent golden carriage. The mice became majestic white horses, and an old horse turned into a coachman. Then, with another flick of her wand, she transformed Cinderella's torn dress into a breathtakingly beautiful ball gown, complete with a pair of delicate glass slippers. "This is wonderful!" Cinderella exclaimed. But remember, her fairy godmother warned, the magic will only last until midnight. You must be home by then. Cinderella arrived at the ball, and everyone was mesmerized by her beauty and grace. The prince himself was captivated the moment he saw her. He asked her to dance, and they danced all night long, falling in love. Cinderella was so happy she completely forgot about the time. Suddenly, the clock began to strike 12. "Oh, I must go," she cried. She rushed out of the palace, leaving behind one of her glass slippers on the grand staircase. The prince was heartbroken. He had found his true love but didn't even know her name. He picked up the tiny glass slipper and declared, "I will marry the girl whose foot this slipper fits." He and his royal guard searched the entire kingdom, trying the slipper on every young woman. When they arrived at Cinderella's house, her stepsisters tried desperately to squeeze their feet into the slipper, but it was no use. Just as the guards were about to leave, one of them noticed Cinderella quietly sitting in the corner. "Let her try," said the prince's main advisor. The stepmother laughed, but the slipper slid onto Cinderella's foot perfectly. Then, to everyone's amazement, Cinderella pulled the other glass slipper from her pocket. At that moment, her fairy godmother appeared and restored Cinderella's beautiful gown. The prince knew he had found his true princess. Cinderella and the prince were married in a grand ceremony, and they lived happily ever after. And what does this story teach us? It shows us that even when things are tough, it's important to always be kind and to never give up on your dreams. Goodness and hope can create real magic in your life. Thanks for listening, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more wonderful stories. See you next time.